What up, guys? Today I was going to replace my starter. I've had some starter issues recently. It starts up fine. The issue is when I go stop somewhere. I went to the gas station before work. When it it was just clicking, clicking real fast, and then all power would go out. And as soon as I go to turn the key on, power would go out or it would click. If I held it, sometimes I get it to start. And then the next time I go to start, it starts right up. So I was going to change the starter to talk to a buddy. He was saying start a relay. I started thinking, maybe some wiring. What it ended up being is I have this terminal block here that takes my power wire from the trunk and brings it all the way up here, and then it distributes it to the starter and other electrical components. Well, the bolt that goes into here, and it kind of just smushes this in so that way it gets contact. That bolt was too short, so I went to the store and grabbed some new hardware. Here's the old one, and then here's the new one. It is longer, so that should hold it down and keep contact. And it was having contact, but it was just coming loose and wiggling. So I'm gonna adjust the battery cable and restrip it, make sure it sits nice. And I got some bolts because I'm going to go ahead and mount this sucker down. But for now, I'm going to fix this starting issue. Well, it's always something. I was cleaning the terminal block, and this is the back plate. The back plate mounts right here to the engine, and the terminal block is metal on the bottom. So I no longer can use this because it'll be metal on metal, and it will catch my car on fire or something. So I gotta order a new terminal block. That's annoying, but that shouldn't take too long to get here. I'll prep it, get it ready for the new one. I might as well show you guys the other stuff that I did the other day. So as you can see, these are my Buddy Club low, extra low, whatever seat rail, which it's a sliding seat rail, which was nice because I can slide up forward and back, but it sat a little too high. Sliding it all the way. So, a couple things I did here. Let's start with the passenger seat. Before there was like no space back here. It looks like there's no space now, but before it was even worse. So I went ahead and remounted. That's hard mounted. I remounted the passenger seat so my son and kids can have more room back there, and it's still comfortable for my wife. Now, to the driver's side, let's start with the seat. I went with Street Faction Ultra Low. I could post some pictures. They mount extremely low. The inside rail is touching the carpet all the way across. And then look at all the different adjustments you can make. So what I ended up having to do, because I'm real short, I'm 5'2", I flipped these backwards. I put this is supposed to be on the inside, the other one's supposed to be on the outside. And actually like leans it forward just a little bit, so I can barely reach pretty decent. And then I'm also sitting pretty low, which I like. I like to see just 3 inches above the steering wheel is my normal view on most cars. But I like it because it sits your butt down a little bit and leans you back, so you're not sitting straight up. I like to be a little more comfortable. Then the other thing I did is I removed my quick release hub because it was just a tad bit too close. And it's low enough that with the steering wheel tilted, I can get in. So it's low enough. I can slide in, no problem. And then I grab my tilt and adjust it right here to where I like. Decent amount of gap. And then comfortable, like see how my arm is? Just slightly bent elbow. And then for turning. Because before it was like this. Very uncomfortable for drifting. Didn't like it. The only thing is, to put it all the way down, I slide my butt just a little bit forward, but for everyday driving, it'll be fine. For clutch kicking, I should be all right. So I adjusted that for better driving, and then my vision, well, my hood's up, but my vision is probably like around here. So I get pretty good vision. I'm sitting low. Before, my vision was like up here. And I'm only 5'2", so I'm used to being down here. You tall guys are probably used to this up here where you look down at everything. Or maybe you like to sit low too. For headroom, I'm looking real good. Helmet, it's gonna be perfect. So I'm excited to drive this. It actually, yeah, it puts me pretty comfortable now. All right, so the plan is I made sure these fit. They're pretty snug. Then I came over here, took measurements, made sure it goes below where I can get a nut on the bottom. This thing's pretty cool. It mounts up here. Then you have these adjusters here, and this will rotate 90 degrees. So if I install it here, I could rotate it to the other corner. And I can use it, you know, out the door like this, or in here like this, depending on where I need, what I need room for. So yeah, it's a cool little $100 piece. Let's get to mounting this, huh? Alright, so I punched my little starter. I'm going to start drilling, and let's start that. Alright, so drilled my pilot holes, and then I got the drill bit I need for my bolt. It should be good. It's a little oversized, so that way if we're off a little bit, because I didn't take measurements here, it should work. I have a caliper at work, which would be good for this. You can measure the width of this and the drill bit, try to get it as snug as possible, but should be good with 3 of them. So let's start drilling those, then we'll be ready to drop it in. Alright, so it's bolted down. They reached the nuts just long enough the nuts protrude. Torqued it down. All I used is a 1/4 inch ratchet underneath and a short shallow, so that way you're not hitting under here. And then I used a regular ratchet up top. Tightened it real fucking good. Real good. Tightened it real good. So now we're gonna mount this on. That's just with these guys. It's gonna take a little bit because you can get half turn, then you have to move to this, half turn, stuff like that by hand, and then we'll see how it looks. Alright, so these guys are screwed on. Nice and screwed in. And it just rotates like this. Use it this side. Rotate it back. Use it over here. And then when you just tighten these down real good. You just go like this. And I'll show you here in a second. I'll tighten them down and show you that it's locked. Alright, so I tightened these suckers down. And now it's locked. Look, shaking everything. Doesn't go nowhere. And then to loosen it, you just loosen these about half a turn. Both sides. And boom. So nice. $100. Home Depot. For sure. Now I don't have to be welding on my foot on the ground. See all the drills and stuff? I can tighten this sucker up. Super excited about this. It's a little guy too. It's not too big. Bigger one will be nice, but maybe for like a workbench. Alright, so now I'm going to clean up. We're good for the day. That's all we got. We're going to have to get that terminal block for there, but it'll be good to go after that. Yeah, so nothing crazy, nothing exciting, nothing big, but it's just the little things in a shop makes your life easier. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean up this a little bit more, and we will be ready for the next day. Got a bunch of other stuff going on. And yeah, so thanks again for watching. See you guys next time.